I come here when she's not home, to her bedroom, to be close to her without the push-pull, the crash-boom of prepubescence. I sit on the moss-green carpet, my back against a bookcase, and think about how clumsily I'm losing my way as my daughter fights to find hers. She has never said, "I wish you weren't my mother," though it would be easy for her to imagine another, the one who carried her for 9 months before giving birth and signing papers and placing her in my cradled arms, trusting I would provide the kind of life for her baby she wished she could. On the floor, I'm surrounded by rubble, shredded clementine skins, dirty socks, a clump of hair she set on a stack of books after giving herself an unauthorized trim. When I was growing up, I lined my lamp, alarm clock, and perfume bottles straight as soldiers along the back edge of my dresser. My daughter can postpone a chore for days, while I add tasks to my to-do list after I've done them, just for the thrill of the check mark. Why do I feel threatened by how different we can be? That we lack the same DNA has nothing to do with it. It's more about this cusp we're straddling between then, when I could choreograph her world, and now, when parenting experts and common sense and faith dictate a responsibility to let her grow into the person she is meant to be. I pick up the clump of hair, so soft between my fingers, and rub it against my cheek. I remember when she was 7, and we were walking through a parking lot, holding hands. "How did I get so lucky that God gave you to me?" I asked. She didn't miss a beat. "Jessica was lucky to find you." It has always given me a deep sense of peace that she's been able to so articulately appreciate how she belongs in this mysteriously orchestrated world. Does she still? Am I wearing that away like a slow burn? The unsubtle way I follow her like a dog on a scent when I sense she's pulling away. The judgmental observations that make her scowl, her jaw taut as drum skin. The awkward attempts to summon the ghost of the girl she isn't anymore. I stare at the Celadon walls and remember when my husband painted them, just days after we got the news we would be parents. We had 3 weeks' notice. When Jessica and her boyfriend came to meet us, I set tall glasses of water on the coffee table where tulips sprouted out of a stone vase. The conversation went well, and the next day we were matched. But even a week later, I couldn't clear away the half-empty glasses or replace the flowers that had withered and flopped. That table was a tangible sign I was going to be a mother. That stale water, those dead flowers held so much promise. How come I feel like I've fallen short? I partly blame Sammy Bradford, who sat 3 rows ahead of me at our high school talent show. She had her arm wrapped around her mother, and I remember thinking they had the coolest relationship in the world for her to do that in an auditorium packed with judgmental teenagers. I wanted that with my own child someday. In truth, I knew nothing about Sammy's relationship with her mother. What I saw was just a moment. My daughter and I have those moments. In between the crushing blows, there are those slices of time that beg for clinging, like when she climbs onto my lap and I rest my head on hers, or when she surprises me with chocolate chip cookies because she knows they're my favorite. We explode and diffuse, rip apart and restore, but we never stop trying. I move from the floor to my daughter's bed, where she has carefully tucked 6 stuffed animals for a day's rest. My husband and I were here with her for nearly an hour a few weekends ago. We wound up missing church because a short talk about rules and respect morphed into a deep conversation about how we craft our lives with the choices we make. When we were done, the three of us hugged, closed our eyes, and thanked God for our family. In our tangle of limbs, I could feel my daughter's hand gripping my side. Yes, I assured myself. She still feels like she belongs. It was a moment.